Thank you for coming down to our show.
Oh,
It's
no doubt,
definitely
no doubt.
it's definitely a pleasure to have you and an honor to have you here on our show.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Especially, I'm gonna be 34 this year. I grew up watching your show.
Yeah.
I think I was like maybe 14, 15 years old.
For sure. We've been on Video Music Box, been on for like, this is the 21st year, man. It's 21 years for Video Music Box. Started in 83, man.
Oh my God,
So it's
that's
crazy, you know.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I remember every day coming from home from school. I think it was channel 31.
Exactly.
Channel 31.
330.
Yep. Oh my God, I was like, that's like one of like my fondest memories of my youth.
Yeah.
Every day coming home from school, I'm sure a lot of kids, we was talking about hip hop, Video Music Box and hip hop always came together, always talked about both of those in school.
Yep.
We would record the videos, trade them in school sometimes or whatever.
We be at all the parties and whatnot, doing shout outs.
Yeah. Tell us about what was the inspiration for you to start Video Music Box?
Well, I was going to school, you know, for film and TV, and also I was a DJ. I was working in a lot of clubs, playing a lot of music, like, you know, what you hear right here on Downshift Radio, a lot of club music, and, you know, hip-hop was kind of on the come-up, you know, around that time, and a lot of break beats and stuff like that. So I was at the TV station. I got an internship there, and I was watching all of these corny programs they had on. And I was like, man, you know, maybe we could do something with, you know, some videos. Videos really wasn't even out like that yet. But I had a couple of them had come into the TV station, and I put together like a little, you know, demo tape, you might as well say. And I gave it to the program director, and at first he fronted on me. And then, you know, he was like, all right, let's try it. And it was the highest rated, you know, show that they had at that time. You know, they didn't even have no ratings. All of a sudden, they started getting like a little number coming up on their ratings, and then they said, well, you know, you want to try it every day? And I said, all right, fine, let's do it. So that's how it started, man. Every day, you know, Monday to actually, you know, 6 days a week.
Right. Video Music Box was at a time when the videos, like you said, there wasn't that many. It was all fresh.
It was like 10 hip hop videos.
MTV was also fresh. How
Right.
how did that affect? Like, how did it act? Was it like an obstacle for you to start a show with not so many videos?
Nah, you know, because I really never looked at the videos as being that important to the show, because once we started going out and have access to cameras and stuff like that, then we could go to, like, you know, like the Roxy and events that were going down around the city. We could go to wherever, you know, there was a performance, and we could tape it live. You know, artists was happy to get on TV because that was something new to them, you know, especially, you know, like hip hop artists and dance artists. You know, I started meeting a lot of guys that I'd heard their records, but I'd never seen them. And I wanted to bring that same experience that I was getting to my audience, so that they could see who these people were behind this music they were hearing, you know, on the radio or in the clubs.
Right. What about the record labels, the industry itself? Did they see it as a forum for them, you know, for promotion? Did they help at first, or did they?
In the beginning, nah, they didn't really. A couple of the, you know, the big ones kind of got it. In the beginning, they wanted you to pay for videos. Like, they wanted you to pay for it. I was like, how you gonna ask me to pay for it? You know, it's like asking us to, you know, it just didn't make sense, you know. So I just said, like, you know, look, you know, I need the video. Send it to me. You know, your group needs to be on the show. And once they saw that people were kind of talking about it, and they own artists were going back to the label and said, how come Ralph don't have my video, you know, then it was starting, you know, it was no problem. But in the beginning, they didn't really understand it. You know, I tell a story like this, like, you know, when I first went to Russell Simmons, and Russell Simmons didn't understand video. He understood radio, but he didn't get the video part of it. You know, he was like, you know, who's watching that? Because they couldn't really judge, you know, how it was making people go out and buy a record. But nowadays, that's a major part of how you buy a record. Right. That's the major part of the marketing.
So what year or about what time do you think that videos was really taken serious and was used as something for promotion? From what time?
Well, I would definitely say, you know, like the Michael Jackson's early videos, those was like big things, you know, when that came on. That was like the Super Bowl damn near when Michael Jackson put out a video. For hip hop, I gotta say, like, early Run DMC videos, you know, like Walk This Way.
Those are my favorite videos.
Yeah,
I used to love watching Run DMC. Oh my God!
When you saw that, you know, it made you want to go out and buy a Run DMC album, some Adidas, a hat, a jean suit. You wanted it all once you saw that.
Right. I heard you also produced videos.
Yeah, I produced over and directed over 300 music videos. A lot of them were from the I would say from like 86 to about 91. All the Big Daddy Kane videos, Public Enemy videos, Biz Markie. Wow, so many. Boyz II Men's first album, the whole entire joint. Wu-Tang Clan, the first like 4 or 5 videos for them. Yeah. X-Clan, I did all of their videos. Black Moon.
Nice.
You know, a lot of, you know, and I tell people about like some of the early house or club videos that I did. They were from all on Big Beat. It was these groups, Jamanda and Definition of a Track. And a lot of those early house videos were on Big Beat, and Craig Coleman, who's now the president of Atlantic Records, was the head of Big Beat, who started off as a DJ. And a lot of DJs know, they see Craig Coleman in all the vinyl stores out there right now. He still goes out and collects vinyl.
Nice. The videos that were coming out at the time, they were very like they're nothing like the way they are now, all flashy.
Nah.
All $1 million videos and all that.
I wish I had that money.
But what about Video Music Box was always on a public access station, wasn't it? Like, did you ever try to get it like on a regular mainstream station? Like,
yeah, we tried to go. I remember we tried to go to MTV, or we did go to MTV, and MTV was like, you know, this is before they had Yo MTV Raps. And
way before MTV Raps.
And they were like, nah, people in Middle America don't want to see this. Ralph, you don't understand. We're a national show. You know, that's cool for New York. And I was like, but Run DMC was out at the time. So I viewed Run DMC as a you know, example. I said, but when Run DMC goes to the Midwest, them kids pack the arenas. It's not just black kids, it's white kids that are packing the arena for Run DMC and the Beastie Boys. So, you know, what are you talking about? But they was like, nah. Then like about 2 years later, boom, they came up with Yo MTV Rap. So I think I was always ahead, you know, a little bit ahead.
Right. Well, definitely Video Music Box was definitely like a stepping stone for what, you know, hip hop's explosion.
Yeah.
Hip hop just blew up big time, and I know the videos were a big part of it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because even in New York, there wasn't a lot of airplay on mainstream radio for hip hop, because only on like Saturdays and Fridays, you know, certain cats was playing on main radio. Then you had, you know, like your 105.9 where some of the underground DJs were, but not everybody knew about that, you know, and college radio.
Did Video Music Box was it able to be seen in other cities, other states, or just in New York? What other places?
Right now in just the New York and Albany area, but over the years, you know, we've gone down to Baltimore, DC, Philly, Virginia. Right now, we're trying to work a deal with a major network. There's 4 of them actually. There's BET, VH1, Fuse, and MTV, and we're trying to work a deal with one of them so we can have it on every day like how it used to be.
Right, that'd be great, man. What days is it visible now? On Fridays?
Yeah, Friday nights on Channel 25 WNYE in New York, 1 a.m. on the late night tip. You know, we do it, and still the same flavor. We go out to clubs, bring new artists on. You know, we've done, you know, from new hip hop artists to new dance artists. You know, covered a lot of stuff. You know.
Nice. Now tell us something. This is something I discovered like about a year ago. You're into house music really a lot.
Yeah.
I saw you at dance tracks. How did you get into house music?
I guess, you know, as we were growing up, you know, we listened to a lot of like danceable R&B, you know, like the Shaka Khans of the world and all kinds of music, you know, early Bohannon and stuff like that. Even, you know, James Brown stuff, and even that's where a lot of those break beats kind of came out of for hip hop. You know, a lot of those break beats came out of that particular sound. And as those sounds progressed, you know, I used to play out in a club in Queens back in the days. You know, we used to play a lot of those danceable R&B records. And then we would, you know, a friend of ours would go out to the garage, and he was telling us about the garage, you know. And so he said, y'all got to go to the garage after y'all leave here, because the dude at the garage be playing the same joints you be playing, right? So I was like, all right, well, let's go. So one night, you know, we all went out there, and my first experience at the garage, I was hooked. I said, this dude's playing the same joints I be playing, you know. And I said, oh, this is crazy. And, you know, Larry Levan was on, and he was just rocking the set. And, you know, so from that point